Yo. So, in this video, we are going to be talking about will developers support the Vita? Let's go! Let's go! From the info that we've been getting from Sony, at the moment, that answer is, yes. Why did I hesitate? Because from the common standpoint of 90% of all Vita users, this yes isn't exactly what we want to be hearing. It's not what you're expecting. Shahid Kamal Ahmad, I think that's how you say it, is one guy that's part of Sony who claims that his team is working on over 100 Vita games, guys. Now, don't take that the wrong way. I'm not making fun of him. It's great, he's making Vita games. Thank you. But, there's just a problem with him saying 100 plus Vita games. If you know anything about making a first party game, you'll know it takes anywhere from a year to up to 5 years. What's that? It's a Vita game, you say? They don't take that long? Nah, man. Freedom Wars for the Vita was in development for over 3 years. And do you see how popular that game is, Japan? Yeah. So him saying they're making 100 plus Vita games, I mean, either that shit's gonna take you 13 decades, or they're just indie games that are simple games that are not that hard to make, and that's obviously what they are. You can't tell me a team is making 100 first party games. Like, that's no, they don't do that. They work on one at a time, for God's sakes. Now, I don't want to be hating on indies or anything, but this isn't an indie machine. My fucking Samsung Galaxy S4 can do what they're doing with the Vita right now. You know what should be an indie machine? The Sony Ericsson Xperia Play. Why shove that shit on the most powerful handheld of the century? It has 2 joysticks and makes the game fun to play. Xperia Play has 2 sensor pad thingies or whatever that are basically 2 joysticks with so like put that shit on there. Leave the Vita for at least some more hardware demanding games. I'm not asking for the next Infamous on the Vita or the next Grand Theft Auto. I'd like to have that shit, but they're not gonna do it, so I'm not asking for it. I'm just asking for some, I guess you could call them indie games that are actually, like, I don't know how to put it, more hardware demanding. Like they do more, like they're more powerful, they're more in depth, they got better graphics. I'm fine with some like really simple indie games, but I don't want it flooding the Vita. Just give me some high quality indies that take more, at least a year to make, because these indies that we're getting, they're taking about 5 to like 7 months to make. A great example of this is Sound Shapes. That is an indie game, but it honestly doesn't feel like an indie game. It feels like a first-party AAA game with just, basic graphics, but it has the deep mechanics. And does that game ring a bell to you? Does it just seem like Sound Shapes? You haven't heard that been being talked about in a while, and it was a really good indie game. That was before they did this indie apocalypse on the Vita. And you wanna know what's going on here? What I'm trying to talk about? Yeah, beginning when the Vita first started its life, Sound Shapes was, they were talking about it, advertising it, and all this good stuff. And it was a really popular indie game. And you see what happened there? Like, it was beginning of the Vita's life when they didn't hate the thing, Now they hate it. It's like, let's just throw some shit on it, maybe it'll do something. But before, they were like, oh, yeah, Sound Shapes, good fucking game or whatever. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying right now. The big question that this video is even for is, will developers support the Vita? Like I said, yes, but that's the indie developers. Why though? Why is it always the indie developers? It's because they put in $100 to make the game, and if they only make $50, it's not that big of a damn gamble. Of course, that's not the real numbers, but I'm just showing what I mean. They're not losing much at all for giving it a try by putting a game on the Vita. While, let's say, Sucker Punch wants to make an Infamous on the Vita, they gotta put in $1,000, and where the Vita stands right now, they could expect to only make $250 to $300 back. I'm not saying that they would make that little, but I'm just saying, like, by numbers showing of how the Vita sells, that would be their expected income from it, which is no income. They're losing. It's just straight up not worth the risk. And why lose money when they can put all their hard work and make a bomb-ass Infamous game on the motherfucking PS4 with all these amazing-ass graphics and just absolutely make bank? You know, why the fuck would they try the Vita? Like, fuck that. That's exactly what they're saying in their goddamn minds. Fuck you guys. Now, all of this is the complete opposite in Japan. Japan gets the AAA games as much as we get the indies. In Japan, the Vita is how it should be everywhere. People love supporting it, they get big title games, and it's making a profit. US Sony workers are the ones even claiming it's hard to say that the Vita will remain a AAA machine, or they aren't sure if it will ever have AAA games in the near future, because it's basically like throwing your money in the trash. In the US, it's not worth it, you know? But in Japan, like I said, the exact opposite. Big developers are like, shit, yo, the Vita's doing some fucking great things. Let's put our hard work in. Let's make a bomb-ass game on the Vita. We'll make some bank, you know? That's what they're saying in Japan. They're not saying that in the US because it's the exact opposite. So now, Sony's run into a problem. The Vita is a system seen by big developers as a money trash can, and making a game on it is a joke. What are they to do? Whoop-de-doo! I don't know. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.